Good morning. Morning, friends. I had to wait a minute till I got out on the highway because wasn't quite sure how well my setup was gonna stay here. I'm still working on getting some good filming situations in my car. It's been a little bit of a challenge, but I think this is gonna work for now. So I wanted to make sure there's a lot of traffic on the highway coming, probably mostly going up to Mammoth for the holiday weekend. It is Tuesday as I'm filming this. I had a plan for today and it's gotten a lot busier. Well, I thought my husband was going to work today and part of tomorrow. And Friday we were supposed to get the camper shell put on the Tacoma and have a little bit of work done to it. Apparently the previous owner had done something to it in the front end, and it had a little bit of a hole. They had to order a part, and that just came in. The camper shell came in, so they're doing all that work. We're supposed to do it on Friday. Well, turns out today was a better day to do it, so my husband just took the rest of the week off so we could get the truck done. But I was planning on making our Thanksgiving dinner today. And then we're going on Thanksgiving on Thursday to my oldest daughter's. And I've just got to take stuffing and homemade rolls, but I wanted some leftovers at home, so I had planned to do my turkey today, my stuffing, my mashed potatoes, green bean casserole. So it's going to be a busy day because he's already gone to town to drop the truck off, and I still had to shower and get ready, so I did that, and I'm on my way to town now because they'll probably have the truck all day. So I'll pick him up, we'll go have breakfast, go back home, and then when the truck is ready later, we'll just go back up again together and then come home. So I figure it's going to be busy, but I can get everything done in between. Oh shoot, I should have taken my turkey out. Darn it. Had him defrosting yesterday, and I was going to take him out and put him in my sink, and I forgot. Dang. Oh well, I think it did pretty good yesterday, and as soon as I get home, we won't be real late, sir, very long. So I'm going to go ahead. I already cooked I did 2 baked potatoes. I cooked them in my 3-quart Instant Pot. So those are cooked. I just need to mash those up. And then when I get home, I think I'm going to do, and I'm probably going to try to video as much as I can. I do have my 6-quart Instant Pot coming today, and fingers crossed that the 3rd, 4th time is a charm, that it's not going to be damaged like the other 2 were. So what I'm going to do for our stuffing is I'm going to do in my 3-quart mini a pot-in-pot stuffing. I'm going to do a recipe test, and then for the stuffing for Thanksgiving, because there'll be more of us, I've already figured that I can put my 3-pot quart in my 6-quart Instant Pot and do a pot-in-pot stuffing for that one. So I'm just going to test a small batch out today, see how that turns out, and then I'm going to I'm just going to make a small green bean casserole, just in a casserole dish. And then undecided on, I was going to make us homemade rolls today and then make them for Thanksgiving, but with going back and forth today, I'm not sure. I think I'll have enough time, because most of the time with those is just the, rising and all that stuff. It's just a little hard to get the timing right if you're not there. So I'll decide if I'm just going to pick up some store-bought rolls for us for tonight, which is what I might do, and then just do my homemade ones for Thanksgiving to take to Sarah and Brett's. It's a little chilly today. It's 38 outside right now, but I have my steering wheel heater on. Oh, it feels so good. I've never had a car with a steering wheel heater. And I got my seat here on low, and that feels good too. So yeah, so anyway, that's the plan today. We're gonna get the truck dropped off, have some breakfast, get back home so I can get as much of our dinner prepared as I can, and then we'll have to come back to town a little bit later, pick up the truck, so I'll be videoing all that for you. This video, you probably won't see it until tomorrow, which will be Wednesday. By the time I get dinner videoed and done and show you the finished product, we'll also open my 6-quart Instant Pot together. If you saw my other video where I had the 2 come damaged, I said when I got this one we'd open it on camera. So you guys are going to see with me if it's like it's supposed to be, or if I end up with yet another damaged Instant Pot. So I think that's about it for now. I just wanted to update you on today's vlog. I've got all my candles made for the holiday season thus far. I may need to make some more for Christmas. Just depends on what sells out, and I think if I do make any more, they might just be special orders, because you don't want to over order, you know, your fragrance oils and things like that. I need to buy more wax before I can pour more candles, but I have a nice variety. So unfortunately at this point I don't have any craft fairs or craft shows lined up to go to, so I sell on mainly our local for sale or trade, and a lot of my business is just repeat customers that have purchased candles from me for the last 2 holiday seasons. But I'm really excited. I guess as long as we're driving, I can just go ahead and talk to you about it. We've got a couple more minutes till we get to town, but I plan on expanding my candle line in 2022. I do soy candles now, and I want to do a soy blend, add that to my line, maybe a few luxury candles in some nicer vessels, and I'll have my signature or my farmhouse collection in my mason jars, which is what I started out with. And I want to do more of the wax melts, the little tarts, but I need a whole different wax for that. So those are just some things. At this point, I don't ship. There's some various reasons for it. I have shipped gifts as candles, so I can't say that I won't get into shipping. I'm just not ready for that at this point, so everything is more just local for me, which is fine. I'd rather start out slow and deal with the slow, low volume problems rather than starting with high volume problems. And I plan and I hope to have enough inventory. I kind of know what my regular sellers are. Like to have enough inventory even when we travel and go in our trailer, that I can maybe sell on the road a little bit if I find people out boondocking and camping that want candles. So anyway, that's my candle story, and I'll catch up with you guys a little bit later in the day, probably when I get back home and when I get to doing some more dinner prep. I will turn my camera on, so I'll see you guys in a little bit. Hey friends, welcome back into my channel. As you can see, we are back home. We're back in my kitchen, and I'm going to be doing some preparations for our Thanksgiving dinner tonight. Some of it I've already started, so I'm gonna kind of just piece it together and show you what we're doing. But mainly, I've already pressure cooked 2 baked potatoes that I'm going to mash up, and that's gonna be our mashed potatoes. So those are cooked and ready to mash and heat up. I'm getting ready right now to do the green bean casserole, and I'm gonna do it in a crock pot. I've never done it in a crock pot before, but I thought just for today, it would actually be nice, because I can make it and it can stay warm. As I mentioned, we have to run back into town a little bit later to pick up the truck. So that'll be cooked and kept warm in, I'll show you, you'll see it when I turn it around, but it's easy enough to pick up. It's a small crock pot. I bought this small one because sometimes I don't need, you know, my big, huge crock pots. And so I think maybe it's a 3-quart, but honestly, I don't remember. But it is a smaller crock pot. So I'm just gonna turn it on to low. I'm gonna turn the camera around and just go through. It's just the basic recipe right off of the French's crispy fried onions. Just as I said, a little different. I've never done it in a crock pot before, but I'm also trying to do sort of a, just make it easy Thanksgiving kind of a preparation for you too. If that's of interest to you, then stick around and we'll get going. All right, in addition to that, we're going to also make my stuffing, and this is a test recipe. I'm doing stuffing and homemade rolls for Thanksgiving at my daughter's, but I want to do my stuffing in my Instant Pot. Well, what I'm going to be using today, and you'll see that when we get over there, it's over on that station, is I'm going to be using my 3-quart Instant Pot, and I'm going to be doing it pot in pot because that's what I've seen recommended mostly. And I want to try that recipe because I want to do that for Thanksgiving, where I'm going to take, I think I mentioned it earlier, I'm going to take my 3-quart pot, but I'm going to put it in my 6-quart Instant Pot, which should be here today, hopefully undamaged. But I thought today's a great day just to do a test recipe. And the only thing about that is it won't have that crispy top to it. But the nice thing is you can always take it out of whatever pan you cook it in, and you can transfer it to a baking dish and pop it in the oven, say the last, I don't know, 10, 15 minutes before you eat. I just like some of these ideas because they free up oven space, which, as we know, as you can see, I have 2 ovens. I have one right there and I have one right there. And there have been times when I've hosted Thanksgiving dinners that even 2 ovens wasn't enough. So these are also great for space saving in the oven. Anyway, that's what we're gonna do. And I also have to do my turkey. So I'm gonna do my turkey, stuffing, green bean casserole, some gravy. I'm not doing rolls for us tonight because we don't eat that much, and so we don't need that much food. I've already got just the canned cranberry sauce ready, already in the fridge, ready to go. So let me get, and you'll probably see some stuff scattered behind me. That's just some stuff I need for the recipes for Thanksgiving and some other stuff. So if you see some things scattered around my kitchen, it's kind of full right now, kind of busy. So, all right, let's get into it. So here is my crock pot. I have got, it calls for, I'm just going by this recipe, 4 cups of green beans. I just used canned today. I've got them rinsed. Let's see how many cups we come out with. Perfect. 4 cups of green beans. I use cream of chicken. It calls for cream of mushroom, but I like cream of chicken better, and milk in here. So let's go ahead and do that. I can move this off to the side. Put this cream of chicken soup right in here. Well, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. I hope you're all having a wonderful week. Probably a lot of people maybe are off of work and have family coming in, or you're traveling perhaps. And if that's the case, maybe you can just watch my video when you're traveling. That's always fun too. All right, now that we have our green bean casserole going, I'm just going to come in, get my celery chopped up and my onions. I'm going to cook about a ½ pound of Italian sausage, Jimmy Dean country mild sausage, in my Instant Pot, and then I'll clean the pot, and then we will do the rest of the dressing in there. So at this point, we're just going to chop up these celeries. So we fit all that stuffing into here. We've cleaned our Instant Pot. We're gonna go ahead and put our trivet in here, and we need 1 cup of water. We're gonna go ahead and add our pot in a pot into the Instant Pot. Some people will cover this with foil. Now, we don't need to today because we've got the lid. And I think the purpose of covering, if you can use any pot in a pot in here, but the purpose of the foil is so that the water does not get into your stuffing during the pressure cooking process. All we're gonna do, we got that in there, get our lid back on. Okay, so we've got our pressure cooker set to sealing, not venting. Okay, we're gonna set our pressure cooker on high for 20 minutes. And then when that's done, we'll do a quick release on it. So right now we're ready to go. Gonna let the pressure cooker do the rest, and we'll be back when it's done. All right, friends, we are back. We're moving on to our turkey. I've still got my green bean casserole cooking in my small crock pot on low. It's been about an hour and a half, maybe. Mashed potatoes are mashed up and on the stove, ready to reheat later. I've got my stuffing cooking in my 3-quart Instant Pot, pot in pot. I did have a little trouble with that I had to take care of, and when I go back over to my Instant Pot and take the stuffing out, I'll show you what trouble I had and what I had to do to fix it. So now we're here in another part of my kitchen because I've run out of room, and we are just gonna get our turkey ready to go. All I have underneath him is 2 sliced whole yellow onions, couple of sprigs of rosemary from my garden. It doesn't take much, just a little bit. And then I took 1 whole bulb of garlic, cut it in half, and put that in there. I do my turkey very simple. That's just the way I've always done it. You can see, I don't know if you can see very well, but this pan, this roasting pan, I don't even know. It's got the most incredible seasoning on it because this belonged to my grandmother, my mother, me, and it has been cooked in for decades and decades and decades. So I always cook my big turkeys in here. All I'm gonna do, I've gone along and just washed him out really good. Obviously, I'm not cooking the stuffing in the turkey. This is about a 14-pound turkey. It's not a real big one. So I said, it's just the 2 of us, and I only really wanted to do this today so we would have our own leftovers to have. And so all I'm gonna do is clean hand, 1 hand, olive oil over the top, get it spread all around. But be sure you get in there and you get all those giblets out and anything on the inside, you get it out. A lot of times I'll salt the cavity of my bird, and I didn't today, but maybe I will. I don't really, honestly, I don't know what it does, to tell you the truth, but let's just throw some salt in there. Just like that. Just gonna, I didn't tuck the wings in or anything. I just give them a good massage with his olive oil. I do some salt and pepper, maybe a little bit of poultry seasoning, and that is it. So I'm just gonna go ahead and just sprinkle liberally with some kosher salt all over, and I will be using the drippings and the seasonings and the flavorings from everything underneath to make my gravy. So plenty of salt, some nice fresh, just some fresh ground pepper all over. And the way I cook this is I will start it out on the lowest rack in my oven. So you want to start out with a clean oven, first of all. 500 degrees for 30 minutes. You're gonna make a little turkey tent, and I'll show you what that is. And then once the 30 minutes is up at the 500 degrees, you're gonna turn the oven down to, come down to 350, and we're gonna wanna let it cook until it gets to about 161 degrees. That's the temperature you wanna take it out of the oven and let it rest. Let's put a little poultry seasoning on. Not much, just a little. All right, guys, we are back. As I mentioned, we had a little issue with our Instant Pot. I got the burn notice. So being as how it was pressure cooking, I think what happened was with this little pot and pot holder and the fact that I have it stuffed pretty full, it may not have had a tight enough seal. So a lot of the moisture came out when it was trying to build its pressure. Then I got my burn notice, so I canceled it, made sure that all the pressure was out, took everything out, put more water in the bottom of the pot, scraped it so there wasn't anything burnt, which there really wasn't. It was just it ran out of water. So then I went ahead with my pot and pots and just covered them with foil, so that I made sure they were down just a little further. That should work in here because it's made for this. So it's either something I did wrong or I just had the pots too full. I'm really not too sure. If you have any idea, feel free to let me know. But anyway, we're to the point where this is done. We're gonna take a look at it. And then I'm just gonna keep it in here and leave it, cancel it. And then when we get ready to eat, I'll heat it back up. So let's just take a look at what that looks like. And I went ahead and made this little foil handle so that I could take it out. So hold on one second. Yeah, without the little handles from that pot and pot, I did not want to burn myself. So, and in the meantime, I got my kitchen all cleaned up. Dishes are done. I ran the dishwasher because it was pretty full. Did the rest of the dishes, and then now we're just gonna check on our little stuffing. That looks pretty good, guys. Wow, that looks really, really good. And as I said, you could take this if you wanted, pop it in a casserole dish, and brown it up. Let me give it a taste. That's good and moist. Clean spoon, by the way. So yeah, I'd have to say this is a success. I've got enough water left in my pot. I'm just gonna cover this back up, stick it back in here. And when I do my stuffing for Thanksgiving at my daughter's, I'll do the same thing, but I'll use this pot rather than these two little ones, and I'll get it cooked ahead of time so that we don't have to take up her oven space. And then when we go up, I can just take the Instant Pot with the mini pot inside, and if we decide that we want to put it, I'm going to cancel it, and I'm just going to put the lid back on.